Hello, welcome to Founders Live Prime Time. We are getting started here, having some technical glitches, but we're excited. Welcome. And Luis Montezana, you're joining me. How are you doing today?
Doing great, Nick. Excited to be here for our European regional finals. We've got 4 awesome founders ready to tear it up with some awesome pitches. Nick, are you as excited as I am This is just such a fun week for all of us.
It is a fun week. It's awesome. Hey, we were just not even 24 hours ago, we had Founders Live Latin America, a really great event. We had an eventual winner come out of it. And now we are here celebrating such a great continent, Europe, encompassing not only the European, but the UK, and a special place for me as I did travel through the Europe and UK North region all over. It was really fun earlier this year. So this is awesome. We've got a lot of people joining in. So, definitely if you're watching here, feel free to share your thoughts in the chat there. Excitement going here, and I'm just excited, and we're going to have a really fun time. We have 4 awesome presenters. Just totally excited, man.
Yes, and everyone get used to that chat. Not only will people be commenting and hyping up the founders that they love, but that's where we're going to be taking your questions for every founder after they give the pitch. So while they're pitching, think of a question, get it ready in chat. When they're done, punch it in, and we'll hopefully get to your question during the Q&A after each pitch. Nick is going to go over that whole format, but have fun out there in the comments, and we'll throw the best ones up on screen.
And also, we just want to share with you about Founders Live. And one comment here is, feel free to take this link that you're watching, share it out to your social networks as well. Let them know you're watching Founders Live Primetime Europe region, and bring more people in here. We always obviously want to have a large audience and really to support these founders. But you know what? This is Founders Live Primetime. This is our global competition. We do this once a year to celebrate our top founders from a variety of different regions. So when we say regions, we mean the continents around the world. The winners, which we'll describe a little bit later, the winners of these regional events go on to our global finals that's happening next week. We're really excited about that. We have an awesome group of founders. Luis, as you helped put that together. Just seeing all those faces, it's a special time, isn't it?
I love it. I love seeing all those founders from all across the world. It's a real great cross section of the kind of people that you'll find at a Founders Live event. Just look at this mix. It's perfect. This is who we are, and we're very proud of that, and we're proud of those founders. So thanks for being along with us as we've taken them all from city events to regional qualifiers, primetime pitch challenge, and here we are in the best of the best, all from your votes. We didn't decide these people. These are people that you chose as your favorites in every competition. And now here we are in the finals to find out who's going to advance to the global finals next week. More on that from Nick soon. But this is awesome.
It's awesome. So you see, every day this week, we have a Founders Live regional primetime event. We are here with Europe. So share a few thoughts real quick about Founders Live. If this is your first time experiencing what Founders Live is, we are here for inspiration, knowledge, connection, entertainment. We are powering the pulse of entrepreneurship around the world. These things on the right side are what we do. We bring connections and community to founders around the world. We bring you knowledge and education. We help you as an operator develop yourself and your business to continue to grow. Thirdly, we bring resources and access to paths of funding so you can operate your business. And lastly, we help bring exposure and discoverability to emerging and growing founders and startups around the world. This is what we do. We bring this to a global ecosystem and community. So you'll see this as this global platform. We have a number of different things we offer, and we're building around. It's really growing, and it's been pretty amazing to see this global network ecosystem combined with our local events. So a lot, our founders here, some of them came in through some of our virtual pitch events, but a lot of them have pitched at our local events as well. And as we build this out, Founders Live, our events are, this is our format that we have going all around the world, which I'll talk about in a second, but we have many guests, hundreds of guests. We typically highlight 5 founders that are pitching. They each have 99 seconds. That's 1 minute 39 for their pitch. Then there's 4 minutes of questions from the audience. You, as the audience, have an opportunity to ask questions, and and we want to get that from you today. We're just going to explain a little bit further. But the audience can ask questions. At the end, we all will vote on a winner, and from there, we end up having one winner. This is true in our city events as well as our virtual ones. So as we continue to build the industry-defining brand around the world, Founders Live did start in Seattle. This is where we're based and where everything started, but it just continued to grow around the world. We're still expanding. It's been tremendously fun. Founders Live has now reached 125 cities across 50 countries. You see those dots on that map. We reach hundreds of thousands of people around the world, and it's a very exciting thing. Founders Live continues to grow. We got those dots. There's just more popping up all the time. And if they want to start an event or lead Founders Live in their country, what do?
Right there, founderslive.com/lead. It's an application process. We choose the best people who can lead, who are ready to connect and bring founders to the forefront in their community. People, we are expanding big time in 2025. So go to that link if you're a people person, if you're a connector, if you love entrepreneurship, if you want to make things happen in your city, we have a place for you. And actually, we're going to be bringing up one of our city leaders later on in the show, and you'll get to see the kind of energy and personality they can bring to our cities. And we're very, very happy about and grateful to our city leaders. But watch for a ton more dots by this time next year. We're actually missing a whole bunch on there already. So yeah, we're expanding.
We are, and part of the reason why we're expanding is these 5 core values. We're going to review them very quickly, and then we're excited to bring a special guest. So our 5 core values, the first one is what we call respectful authenticity. That means that you, your authentic self, whether it's here virtually or in a physical event, but more importantly, you respect others in their authentic self. The result of that is really about inclusion and helping people feel that they are a part of this movement of entrepreneurship. As a result, we believe that everyone has an equal opportunity to be successful. That's what Founders Live's about. No matter what language you speak, this event is representing a number of different countries, a continent. And so whether it's your skin color, how you represent yourself, the language you speak, you are not only included here, but you have the opportunity to be successful, and we appreciate that and encourage that. Secondly is gather around the campfire. This is about entertaining, storytelling, and just like our ancestors many, many years ago did the same thing. They would gather around the campfire, they would tell stories and entertain. We're doing the same thing figuratively. And you're gonna hear 4 awesome founders today that are sharing their vision of the future, and we are very excited about that. So thirdly, open the door. We encourage you to do not just nice things, but great things for people without expecting a return. This is tremendously important. These are incredible, the value of doing something amazing for others builds community. And the great thing is it comes back to you multifold. It's amazing. So we encourage you to do great things for people. Fourthly is business equals fun. This is something that is simply, we encourage you to have fun while you build business. And not only does that make a fun community, we would hope that any entrepreneur is doing something they find enjoyable and building value in the world. And lastly, climate consciousness. We commit to operating our business and encouraging our community to operate in a climate conscious manner, measuring and lessening the footprint. Clearly, our world needs this, and let's be leaders in doing that, operating our business mindfully to our climate and our world. With that, we want to thank some of our partners here. We want to thank Include as an incredible partner that has supported Founders Live and is just an incredible community partner that celebrate not only women in technology, but providing a tremendous amount of opportunities for access to capital, access to resources and technologies, and access to advisors and leadership. So if you're interested, feel free to check out Women in Cloud, what they offer, and we appreciate them being a prime time partner of Founders Live. So we thank you, Women in Cloud. With that, we are running right on time here, and we are excited to bring on one of our special co-hosts and a special city leader. We have Jaanika, who is joining us from Tallinn, Estonia. And Jaanika, when you are ready, I'm noticing we want to make sure that you are jumping in here, turning on your screen, and being able to join us as a host on this show. But Luis, look, I traveled to Tallinn, Estonia this year. Was able to meet Jaanika in person, and I was just so excited. Are you there with us?
She is popping up. I see her background.
Yeah, I guess I'm
there
here.
We go.
You are all right. Thank you for joining us. Jaanika, we are excited to have you co-hosting Founders Live Primetime with us. Say hi, where are you joining us from? And let's talk a little bit about your experience as a city leader.
Yeah, super great. Thanks for actually inviting me to co-host here, since I've only been like a city leader for 1 year. So it's a really, really special invitation that you got me here. And yes, I'm leading the city in Tallinn, but actually I live in Pärnu, which is a bit southern from Tallinn, like a 2-hour ride from there. And being a city leader for 1 year has shown me that Founders Live is something that really changes people's lives. And what I truly appreciate about Founders Live is that community effect, like the grassroots level of community that you're creating, and the stable growing that it does. Like, we don't have a lot of hundreds and hundreds of people attending, since Tallinn is a smaller city. But we have a steadily growing community, and we have a group of people who will always come to one pitch event to another. And we've done like side events, like we did when Nick came there. So we had this kind of special event put together, and we've done different kind of side events as well, where Founders Live has been supporting us. And I've seen so many great pitches. I've seen people who are like scared of being in front of the audience, but somehow they are nailing it. I see people that are doing their very first pitches publicly, even if they've been building this for like 2 years. It's their first public pitch, and they've chosen Founders Live to do it. And I'm always happy if I can bring like more women founders on stage. So, well, we always supported for that. And I just wanted to keep like everything at the cultural level also very varied. So we have people from different backgrounds, and mostly people that are attending our pitch events here in Tallinn are expats and nomads, really. And they also feel kind of lonely. So that kind of Founders Live group is getting them together. And it's so funny to see that they become friends, just like Nick noticed, like when he was in Tallinn. That's how people who don't know each other will get friends just after 1.5 an hour up to 2 hour event. And they will start building or be good friends. And this is something like Founders Live has built the foundation for them.
So great. Luis, I don't know if you just opening if you have any quick questions for Jaanika here, but it's just great to hear all of that and your efforts, as you lead Founders Live there in Tallinn.
Yeah, it is great to hear that. It's great to hear that universal Founders Live experience too, accepting people and people making connections. We provide this stage for founders to be on, but the room itself also is a place for people to have their own experiences, as you recalled. Hey, Jaanika, how would you how would you describe the startup scene in Tallinn and the people there? I don't know if you've been to other cities and spent, how you might compare it, but what's it like there to be a founder, and is there a special flavor of startup in Tallinn that you're known for, or like what's the vibe there?
hmm Yeah, actually, the startup scene is quite competitive here, but it's a friendly kind of competition, which means that startups are kind of supporting each other. They're not directly competing with each other. So it's
Nice.
they're supporting each other, and the venue where we're doing this is the Palo Alto Club. So that's actually a house for startups, a co-working space. I would say it's like it's the best pitch venue, obviously, that Founders Lives has. I'm sure. When Nick was there, the vibes there and what you have in the room is very something special there. I think it's the San Francisco vibes and what the Palo Alto is giving to it.
Mhm.
The startup, their background is it's usually about like some SaaS startups. They're very much AI focused, but they vary. There can be like startups who do like ethical mining, who also some sort of software for accounting. Usually they use very innovative ways to do it. So, but since AI is like a thing, then I can see it's a connecting source through all these startups.
As in many places, that's what we're seeing now, for sure. That's awesome.
Well, this is great. Yeah. So Jaanika, we're gonna move on here just to make sure that our session here and the prime time show moves on. But we will see you. Everyone will see you on screen as we take the questions from you all watching in the audience, as well as Jaanika. I know you have the first question for each one of these founders. So, are you excited to see these pitches?
Yeah, I'm ready to see them. I hope they're gonna nail it in 99 seconds. I'm sure they're gonna do it. So, very excited.
Very good. Okay, so we're gonna drop you off. We're gonna walk through a few more things, and then we'll see you back here soon. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So good. Like I've said numerous times, our founders' lives all around the world, but it's the heartbeat from the city leaders, such as someone like Jaanika. I was able to see that as I traveled through Europe myself, and just amazing memories there.
Yeah, they're a special breed, and we would not be where we are without them. If you're interested in being a Founders Live City Leader, there's you can scroll back through the chat and see a link. I'll post again, but founderslive.com/lead. If you're feeling it, we are always looking.
Awesome. Well, as we are with the prime time here, we're gonna get started with this show. We want to mention a few things, and then we have another special guest that we're going to bring up here. But the winner of this is Founders Live Europe is going to go on to our global finals that is happening next week on December 11th. And the winning prize is a total value of $10,000 US. That's $5,000 USD cash, as well as we are bringing our winner to the home city of Founders Live. We did this actually earlier this year for last year's winner. It was very amazing. It's a VIP trip to the hometown of Founders Live, Seattle, and myself, our team, to experience Founders Live Seattle, which is just always just an amazing experience. It's one of the best, and we want to bring our winners to our hometown. So that is the winning package. That will be decided December 11th, and very excited. Part of this process, Founders Live could not happen without some of our partners here, and we want to celebrate another one, which is Casium. And hey, if you are thinking about needing to come to the United States to operate your business, obviously, if you're in Europe and you're running your business there, that's great. But Casium makes it very simple and easy to get a U.S. visa to actually launch and run your startup and your business in the United States. So You'll see in the chat, we've dropped in a link. Check out HechicerIA. They really help you efficiently, quickly get your documentation and visa to visit or live in the United States and build your company. So we thank HechicerIA as an incredible partner and all of that with Founders Live. And lo and behold, we have another partner that, y'all, everyone, this is amazing. We are excited to bring on Peter Fazo, who is with Prairie, and I'm just gonna bring on Peter. He's gonna join us here, and we're gonna have him tell us about what Prairie does, which, by the way, is very, very important for any founder here, especially in Europe. Peter, welcome to Founders Live Primetime.
Hey guys, it's great to be here. And it's an honor. I'm loving what you guys are doing, and man, we have so many things in common. We're all about inclusion too, giving support to startups all over the world, and making things happen, making funding happen way more easily.
That's awesome. And look, Peter, we were able to meet in person when you were actually here visiting in the United States in the Seattle area, and we talked a lot about Prairie, and obviously there is overlap. Could you share with us what Prairie is, what it does, as well as we're excited to partner going into this new year to bring Prairie to many more founders, but share with us what you are building.
Yeah, love to. Yeah, so, well, many of you realize that it can be really a struggle to find funding, and funding is sort of it's kind of like how dating was before online dating. We're all just kind of trying to meet in a bar, trying to run into an investor. And I think founders shouldn't have to spend their time, 100% of their time almost, trying to find funding. And so we created a platform that's global. So no matter where you are, you can connect with investors, and we're actually matching them almost in a dating app kind of way. And it's all based on criteria. So whatever your industry is in, thanks for the link, wherever the industry is, stage of development, the amount of money you're looking for, it's all matched through algorithms, and it's also all private. So no one even knows you're on the platform except for the investors that you match with. So it's simplifying everything. Some people are calling it the Tinder of fundraising, but it's kind of like that.
That is incredible. Just really matching, helping founders. Now, is there, let's say if someone's watching from the United States, someone's maybe watching from Latin America, does it matter where they are in the world? And if so, are you really just kind of focused on a region such as Europe? Or talk to us about the availability and the relational aspect of being somewhere around the world.
Yeah, it's a great question. I love it. Yeah, I think the whole idea is that it doesn't matter where you are, and you can be in a small town somewhere, and you can still manage to meet the investors you need to meet. And it's very, very global, and you'd be surprised how many investors there are that are totally excited about investing in startups that are not in their local area. And in fact, an investor we brought on just the other day said they don't even want to be local. They don't want to meet in person. They want to just have everything be online. That's just the way they see the future, and that's how we see the future as well. And
awesome.
Supporting those that are, women-led companies or minority-led, or, it's all about inclusion, like you were talking about earlier.
Good. Luis, last question here, for Peter here.
Yeah. Hey, Peter, do you have an ideal startup or founder type, or are you just, for everybody, and vice versa? Do you tend to have a typical kind of investor type? What kind of funding levels are you talking about? Like, give me a little bit more about like some specifics to the Prairie experience from a who's involved level.
Yeah, and that's another thing where if you're going to create something, you may as well create it so it works for everyone. So It's any industry, any location. and same goes for the amount of the investment. You know, anything from pretty small amount to, I think we go as high as 200 million euros.
Holy cow! Wow.
Very good.
So when you say small, though, is that like, you know, what does small mean in your world?
Good question. I think what is that? Maybe 25,000 US.
Huh.
But it's, you know, it's not a crowdfunding site. You know, it's
Yeah.
really just single investors, angels, VCs, and you don't even, as a startup, you don't even need to know whether you need angel money or VC money. It's all based on the amount that you need
Oh,
in
wow.
order to
So,
accomplish your goals.
you know, one of the biggest questions we get when we ask founders what they need, obviously most founders are asking for funding. So there are a lot of people, there's a whole spectrum of people looking for funding. And as I'm sure you've seen, there are people who are so ready for it. And then some people that I want money, but they haven't even like launched the startup yet. So what's a good time for people to start thinking about getting funded through Prairie?
Well, you know, you can join actually before you're seeking funding. You just need to click this little box that says not currently seeking funding. So I think that's good to kind of line yourself up, and then you can start sort of thinking about, you know, your pitch deck. And well, you need a pitch deck, I think, actually to join that. No, you don't need a pitch deck for that part. But then once you're seeking funding, then they can gear up and be ready. And I think, you know, as early as possible.
Love it.
Well, we thank you so much, Peter. I know that you know, we've known each other for a while. I know that you spend some time in the United States and some time over there in Europe and Sweden there, and so it's nice to now start to partner together to help entrepreneurs and startups get access to the funding they need. So thank you for being a part of this, and we're excited for what next year looks like.
Yeah, thanks so much. And my gift to people watching tonight, they can, if they join, they can join for free if they use PR 2024 as the promo code.
All right, I'm going to put that in chat here.
Because founders, I don't want your money.
PR 2024. All right. Yeah. Well, Peter, thank you so much.
Guys.
We're gonna keep, you know, hang around if you want, and maybe we'll see you, you know, soon. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's awesome. We really appreciate all of our partners and bringing resources. This is what we're talking about, is resources and access to capital to all of you founders. So thank you, Peter. All right, it is showtime, Luis. We are ready to get started here. So a little background for Founders Live, we have 5 regions of the world. We have, obviously today is Europe, we've got Africa there, we've got Asia Pacific, the Latin America region, and North America. This is how we break up the world. It makes it a lot easier to do things like this around these continent-oriented competitions. And today we are talking about Founders Live Primetime Europe. We have 4 incredible founders. We're going to hear about their visions and their pitches around what they're building, how they're impacting the world. Very, very excited. So this is our order that we are going to hear the pitches in. So you see that, and the founders see that as well. We're going to march through 4 of these amazing startups, ranging from the Netherlands to London. There's a couple there from London and one from Spain. So we're very excited. And again, I spoke about this earlier, but the process is there will be 99 seconds. Each one will have 1:39 to pitch, and then there will be time for questions. We want your questions, and then we will vote at the end. But yes, back to the audience, you all have an opportunity to ask questions. Please, this is where Founders Live becomes very fun and engaging, because you all have the opportunity to ask a question. If you just type it there in the chat bar, we then will pop it on screen, just like we were doing with some of these. The question would pop up and we just ask it. So we would love for you to ask those questions. We're excited about that. This is how we will vote. We will come back to the voting later, but there will be a QR code and a link where we all have an opportunity to vote. Luis, is Prime Time ready?
Totally ready, Nick. I can't wait. This is awesome. We are ready with these 4 founders. We're going to start off with SelfStartGlobal. And hey, the fun's about to begin here. I'm going to change the little background banner. A lot to do here with these, with our little production here, self-produced show, guys.
Well, we are ready for our first presenter. We're going to bring her up. Radmila, how are you?
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I'm great, a bit anxious, a bit nervous, but very excited. Thank you for having me today.
Absolutely. We're excited to have you. So we've got your slides already. We're going to pop those up. And, the way that this works is that, you're here on the stage, and then what we'll do is we will drop off, and the time starts when you start talking. So whenever you're ready, after we drop off, feel free to just, start your pitch, and we will jump back on when the pitch is over and the time limit is over, and you will see Jaanika as well, and we'll go through some questions. Have a good time. Okay?
Great. Thank you, guys.
All right. Well, we will see you soon, and whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Imagine this. You've always been dreaming about studying abroad. You've watched hundreds of American movies, imagining this exciting student life and an incredible career after you graduate. But then reality hits you. Studying abroad can be extremely expensive for international students. One degree can cost up to $400,000 just for one degree, making it impossible and just unattainable for most of the international students. And on top of that, you have no clue where to begin, how to find the right universities, how to prepare the documents, how to apply, and whether you even have a chance of getting accepted. Our mission at SelfStartGlobal is to make foreign education more affordable and accessible by reducing the cost of tuition up to 100% through scholarships and grants. Over the course of years, our results have been just incredible. We raised more than 21 million in scholarships specifically for our students, which allowed them to go abroad and study. So our solution currently is a platform that allows international students to apply abroad in an easier, faster, and more effective way. We provide personalized guidance and expert support. We also provide ecosystem for a student that includes everything you require from A to Z, from mentors to English tutors to visa advisors and so much more. Market size is huge for this because more and more international students are applying abroad every year. Every year we've been growing and expanding to more and more markets, helping more international students. We believe that studying abroad should and can be more accessible. And we at SelfStartGlobal are making that happen. Thank you so much for your attention, and I'm happy to answer your questions.
Very, very good. Congratulations. And we are going to bring on Jaanika here. This is an impactful start of this company, and so cool. I have some questions, but Jaanika, I want to give you the stage to ask the first question here. And then, hey, everyone, we also are looking for your questions there in the chat. But Jaanika.
Yeah, thanks for a great pitch, and thanks for nailing it in 99 seconds. That's always terrific. I would like to know a little bit about your business model. So how do you plan to generate revenue?
Right. So we've been on the market for the past 4 years. We are post-revenue and we do have profit. Our main business model is that we provide the full guidance and mentorship to our students based on the consultancy. So it's guiding them from the very beginning to the very end. It's so much more than just preparing, documents, looking for universities. We also build their personal brand, which allows them then to receive scholarship. And now with the platform, we're going to add a subscription business model to it. So it's going to be a new business model. Currently, it is as an add-on to our current clients and current service, because everything that we provide is now provided through the platform, which is making it so much more convenient. It's easier. And now we're just going to add the subscription starting from the next year. And this is why we're raising funds for this.
Okay. That's
very good. I had a question around, in some ways, this is a dual-sided marketplace because you do have to bring in and include, the universities, and then you have students, on the other side, the consumer side. So how are you going about bringing this to universities, and what's been the reception thus far?
Right. It's actually a really interesting angle, because the way we are working with students is that we're not partnering with the university. And I believe this is our unique point, the strengths that we provide for our students, because we are lobbying the interests of the students. There are a lot of companies and agents who are partnering with the universities, but in this way, they are not allowing the students to receive the scholarship. Our business model is that we fully focus on maximizing the scholarship opportunities. And this is why we're building the personal brand of a student. So we're working solely with a student. It's a B2C. And then we select universities that comply with the students' requirements and that actually match in terms of the ideology, mission, and everything else for the student. So our main goal is to make sure that our client has a chance of getting accepted. And we're building his brand in terms of finding activities for him, what conferences they can attend, what initiative they can create. So we are fully working with the student, but not with the university. And this is why we have such great results in terms of scholarships.
Oh, very good. Luis has typed one in here. What would be your background in the world of education? Do you have any prior history in the industry?
Yeah, so I used to be an international student myself. I'm originally from Ukraine, and in 2016, I discovered this whole world of international education when I was applying abroad. I got my LLM degree, so I used to be a lawyer. And I realized that there are a lot of students who don't know, for example, from my home country, from Ukraine, that you can receive a scholarship, that if you do certain steps of actions, if you have some sort of secrets, if you know how to, tweak your documents, you actually can apply for scholarship. And the scholarships can cover up to 90% of your education, sometimes even up to 100, but you need to know of those opportunities. So once I applied abroad, I got a big scholarship, and then I realized it's a big market because people just don't know about it. So this is what kind of encouraged me to create this company and make sure that more people just are aware of these opportunities. So this is, I guess, my background.
Oh, okay. Very good. Very good. Jaanika, one last question. If you are wondering or anything else or any other thoughts, you do this as a city leader there in Estonia, and I know that you like to have a last question there.
Yeah, I always ask for the last question. How do you envision your company in 5 years?
Oh, wow. That's a great question. So I see a big market to provide the service that helps students really cover their tuition, right? So the service that allows them to reduce the cost of their tuition. For all international students studying abroad who are especially not from the European Union, studying in Europe is extremely expensive, and studying in the US is just absolutely impossible without a scholarship. So I envision it just expanding to more countries. Currently, we're working with Eastern Europe and Central Asia, but I do see expanding it to more countries. I do think that the methodology that we provide, specifically that focuses on personal brand, is extremely unique. And I want to be able to apply it and show it to more students. So my vision is very big. I want to be, the biggest and the best company in the world that helps students to apply to international universities and that helps them, start over in a new country, immigrate, and just achieve their dreams.
There you go. Yeah, good job. Love the vision. And we have one quick question here. What incentive do consumers have for using your business rather than self-searching, given all the fake agents and all the things that pop up in the market? And this is a answer here.
Sorry, I didn't hear the question because you were disconnected.
Yeah, consumers can do their own research. Why should they use your service if they can just Google and find this themselves?
Right. That's a very frequent question that we receive, specifically from parents, very skeptical parents. So, of course, you can do things on your own. It's absolutely possible. The question is the time and the money and the effort. So we know a lot of students who are applying abroad themselves, but there are numerous of things that you need to take into consideration. So many mistakes that you can make on your path. It's extremely hard to apply abroad when your first language is not English. You're not familiar with the education system. You don't know how to structure documents. For example, students in Ukraine are not taught how to draft, essays and personal statements. So there are a lot of things that you need to learn. And especially when you're applying for the very first time on your own, and the expert can help you apply, and you are 1,001 student for the expert, the difference is going to be very drastic. So we save time, money, and all the efforts and stress. That's why I view it.
Well, congratulations, great pitch, great job, and very, very amazing vision to help access more people to access education at a cheaper price. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. All right. Well, hang back there. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Jaanika, we'll drop you off. We're going to move on with our next presenter. So great. All right, everyone, we have our next presenter here. We've got Give Thanks coming from London, England there. We're going to add on here. Actually, we are not going to have Give Thanks. Luis, I'm going to bring you back on here. We're going to move on to our next presenter here. Luis, take it away.
All right, let's have Álvaro come on stage with HechicerIA. I hope I've got that right. From Alicante, Spain. Álvaro, I know this is a little earlier than you were expecting, but Robert dropped off of our out of the green room. So if he shows back up, we'll bring him up. But hey, you're ready to go. I know you're practiced, and we are going to get your pitch running here as soon as I see you popping on. I know you're activated there, but yeah, we need you to get your camera on, and we will get you going. Guys, we're self-producing a show here. We get occasional little glitches, but yeah, we have and look, if Álvaro's not ready, maybe it's time for Soma to come up on stage. We want to keep the show running. Oh, there we go. He probably was catching a coffee or something, expecting it was going to be like 10 minutes.
No, we're ready. Yeah, we're absolutely ready. I'm just fitting with the yes, I think we have here.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate your flexibility jumping in here when out of order.
No worries. Thank you everyone. This is so exciting for us, and I think you can see my screen, right?
I can, although you want to go into present mode so we can get that full slide. There we go.
That's great. So
perfect. I'm going to drop off, and then as soon as you start talking, your 99 seconds begins, and then we'll pop back on when it's time to get to questions. So good luck.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So the last time we started with the why we exist, why we decided to risk everything we have in the midst of our youth for the great good. The people who vote for us then already know why, but I'm often asked how. The members of our team look back and wonder how it is possible to challenge the competition in such a way, spearheading incredible innovation in AI, especially in the previously unknown field of 3D video conversion. Combine language models available in 2020 or 2021 with video game engines to beat the giants of the world, and at the expense of existing technology, which often doesn't allow you to go where your imagination does. And the answer, as always, is the team. We have to surround ourselves with the right people, and not just the best people. Sometimes the right person is not the best programming, designing, connecting with the customer. Sometimes we have to go a little farther back on the individual quality level for the collective to make the difference. Thanks to our experience, motivation, and vision, we will continue succeeding in the field of text to 3D video with artificial intelligence to minimize production costs for audiovisual companies, marketers, and influencers. The talent, persistence, and discipline of this team is what has made you unique, which is why we are here today, and we will continue to lead in the future. Thank you very much. And if there's any questions about products and how we're doing things, so glad to answer.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you for pitching. Jaanika, I'm going to have you ask the first question here, and then we'll pop on. Everybody else, ask questions in chat. We'll bring them on screen, and Álvaro will get to them within the 4 minutes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you for the pitch again, and thanks for nailing it in 99 seconds. And how would you describe your customer acquisition strategy?
Absolutely. We've been working since the last 2-3 years, connecting with the overall main players in audiovisual field, in video games field, 3D technologies, in big congresses, for example, CES Las Vegas or Tokyo Game Show in Japan, just showcase our technology. Because we think that the main gap that we have with customers, with the markets, is to understand the product, and we are the best way to connect with them is showing it in different big shows to have the biggest picture, big picture at the end of the day. And we are getting our our results with our technology. And they are testing with different scripts, different texts. They are converting to 3D video, and they can see how effective it is to create content for social media, marketing, or even for cinema. So this is the best way for us right now.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, this is a very competitive landscape. How are you standing out here? What's your key advantage over your many competitors?
Absolutely, and this is a very common question when we go to different congresses. We have 3 main differences from the competition right now, because this is the year of AI in video 2024. The first one is the duration of the footage. You can create with our AI content as long as you want, and it could be minutes, but it could be hours if you take a long script. Also, the waiting time that you need. You usually, when you go with a competition solution, for example, Runway, you need to wait minutes even to create a 10-second clip. And with us, you just need several seconds. We are talking about 10-15 seconds for any kind of video. And overall is the flexibility with the production, because you can edit the results in real time when you're making the production. And this is something that the competition is not able to do until now. And for sure, it's complicated to achieve it in the closest future. So, and for creative people, this is a so important feature, because you don't want to try with different prompts again and again and again. You want to try with a prompt, and if you're able to change things as they're generating, is the best option for them. Yeah.
Wow, that definitely sounds better. So yeah, I appreciate that. I'm gonna have to actually check that out.
Absolutely.
Jaanika, have you got a question, Jaanika?
Yeah, I would like to know about your team. Like, what would you bring out as strengths compared to other teams you've encountered in your startup journey?
Absolutely. Best strengths, I will say, the first one, motivation and the vision. That's combined. That's combined feature, because when you're working in a great project, this is a great project. So because we started in 2020, and this was so innovative at that time, even now, you need to have so clear the vision of what you're building, and always be motivated by that vision. And I think our team has achieved that properly well. Yeah. And overall is after that, obviously you need to have talented people and technical, and what you are achieving is just so complicated. We are like mixing different technologies, video game engines, NLP, natural language processing, and the correct combination with specific video game engines is so difficult. Even after 5 years of developing, we're still developing things. So important for the core of the technology. So I would say talent and technical knowledge, and obviously motivation and vision are the main strengths of this team. Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. Well done.
That is our time here. Álvaro, great job. It's amazing.
Thank you.
The developments here and what you're building, and congrats on the pitch. All right. Well, thank you. We will be pulling you off. Hang around, and we're excited to see where this goes. But congratulations. All right.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Okay. We continue. Look at this. Amazing stuff. We're bouncing around the continent of Europe. We are going to jump. Now we will have our next presenter. We have Give Thanks from London. Jaanika, we're going to drop you off. We're going to bring on Robert here. Robert, thanks for joining. We got you back, right?
Sorry, very, very sorry about that.
It's okay.
Hi,
it's good. So Robert, feel free to walk through or share your screen so we make sure we have your slides. That we do not have them at this time. So go ahead and do that again, and then we'll get you ready, and you will have your place to pitch. Luis, as Robert is doing that, what can people look forward to for the rest of the week?
Oh yeah, for the rest of the week. Well, as you saw on our regional finals layout, tomorrow, actually less than 24 hours from now, 2 a.m. Pacific time. I can't even remember the UTC. We are doing Asia Pacific regional finals next, and then Thursday we're doing the North American regional finals. That is at 5 p.m. Pacific time, and gosh, that's like 0100 UTC, I think. And then on Friday we're doing the Africa regional finals. At the end of this, we're going to have 5 finalists who will appear in the global finals, and your vote decides who goes all the way to the end.
All right. Well, thank you, Luis. That's what to look forward to. Right now, we give thanks. Robert, we're giving you the stage, and you know the drill. I'm going to drop off Luis here. When you're ready, you just start speaking. That's your time. We will pop back on. This is a 99-second pitch. We will then have Jaanika with us, answer questions, and go forward from there, okay?
Okay. Hello, my name is Robert Fotofili, and I'm the founder of the app Give Thanks. The problem in our world today is we get very little gratitude and appreciation because the platforms and the system that we have feeds a lot more negative behavior or negative voices. And so at Give Thanks, we've identified that the issue that we have today that's causing a lot of our problems, or especially with violence and social networking at the moment, where there's a lot of negative streams going through, we find that it's the problem is the words and our thoughts. So that's why Give Thanks, we've created the app that we want to help people more. So how do we get people to be more grateful is the question. So on the app, the language we speak is only gratitude and appreciation. In other words, nobody writes on the app. You only select the words you would wish to share or to inspire somebody else. And so, how do we create the setting? The setting is in a service industry, for example, in a cafe or a train station or in a supermarket. What you need is you need customers and you need staff. So the staff are there to help trigger a gratitude. So whenever a customer comes in, they see somebody doing good work, they can then, that inspires them to send a message of gratitude to the staff member. So this is creating a lifestyle. This is creating a lifestyle within that shop. And then when you leave, let's say the cafe.
Okay, Robert, I'm sorry that is 99. That's 1 minute 39 limit. So I'm going to bring on Jaanika.
Oh my goodness.
Great job.
Sorry.
Yeah, it goes quick. I know it goes quick. Jaanika,
sorry, I was just pressured when I lost my internet.
Welcome back, Jaanika. We'll give you
Yeah,
the first question here, and then I've got some questions as well. So feel free.
yeah. Thanks, Robert. Another good part is that we can ask a lot of questions from you.
Yeah.
And the first one I will be asking is how do you differentiate your product from your competitors?
Yeah. So I find that we'll be the first to market this sort of concept where customers come in and they select a staff. It's an improved way of feedback, where the only words we speak up, the language we speak is gratitude and appreciation. There's no other. You can't say any negative words because we've input all the words that you could select to send to the staff member. So that means um, uh, your brain gets rewired in a sense, because when you get on the app, you can only be positive, and also you have to see the positive in the person. In other words, you're not looking at the color of their skin, you're not looking at their dress code or whatever that may be. You're just looking at the good works that they're doing. So you want to focus on that. Helps you to come, to be more positive, and it trains you and strengthens you as a person as well. Yeah. So that's within the market there's nothing. Usually what they do is they have sort of these sort of positive aspects in the workplace. So companies usually pay for something like that, but they haven't combined it together with the business, as in the sense we in the sort of in the private sector and the public sector. They haven't sort of combined it together. So I'm putting them together so we can have a win-win situation. So the customer wins because they're able to express gratitude, because that helps their mental health. So in other words, if they're feeling down and they need to be uplifted, they need to unlock gratitude within themselves, and that helps you to. And science has proven that the more we practice gratitude, the better it is. So the app really is finding more ways, or the company then has to find more ways to how they can trigger their customers to be more grateful. So it could be just the way they design things, and their staff is motivated to be much nicer, much kinder, and to go the extra mile in their customer service, etc., etc. Yeah.
That's great. Robert, I have a question here on, you know, what sort of model do you have in terms of, is there a pricing model, maybe even to the point where what sort of sustainability of your business is baked in here so you can, operate and grow this?
Yeah, well, it's a B2B model. So where businesses, I charge businesses per staff, because the amount of money they're using for mental health now is astounding, because it's causing a lot of issues where they're losing staff, etc., etc. And also businesses are trying to build an atmosphere where staff are happy at work, because obviously as they're happy, that spills over to the customer, it spills over to their product. So it's sustainable because it's got global aspect as well, because so all businesses that we're looking at can adopt the app. So they'll have their own management panel where they input stuff, that they can see the data that's coming through, and they can see what's happening. And what also you can go, let's say for a restaurant, for example. I've done research where the restaurant were hoping to find out which food people really like. Now, so if people really like a particular food, then they can do a lot more, or they can, reward their customers as well. So the whole idea is to just to be kind and be more grateful, in both customer to staff, and staff to customers, or the businesses. So that way you can build a better society and a better world. Yeah.
All right. And Louise has a quick question, and then Jaanika, if you have one last one, we can address that real quickly. How will people discover your app and essentially influence to use it?
Yeah. So what I've done is my target market is the faith group. So I've started with the faith because I've realized this is something that they believe in. And so I've started with affirmation. So what I've got over 100,000 on a waiting list, connections in different religions and different even different sort of companies that do like gratitude as well. So they like the idea and they would like to test it as well, because the affirmation feature we have is innovation as well. It's innovative as well. So because you've got to love yourself first before you start to spread out the love to others. So we're working on that as well, and that's a new tool that we're using. And I found out that I could trademark it and license this affirmation tool in order to enable people to track. So everything is gamified as well. Each time you send a gratitude, someone gets it to you, you get points as well. So it's gamified as well. So then you know your threshold, and also you can connect to others as well. Like in my family, or we can connect and see how they're doing mentally, wherever they are. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Jaanika, last quick words here. We do need to get going to the next presenter, but last quick words.
Yeah, what's your startup's tagline?
Yeah, it's give thanks. We help people say thank you more.
Okay.
Well, thank you. Congratulations, man. Keep building this. We need more gratitude in the world, and really appreciate you building this.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Robert. Okay, Jaanika, we are moving forward here. That's 3 out of 4. We have one more pitch coming back from, actually, we're in London there for our final pitch of the experience. And Jaanika, we will see you very soon for questions. So thank you for your great questions. I'm going to bring on Luis here, as well as we have our final presenter, Soma, joining the stage. All right.
Yes, it's good to be here, Nick. It's good to be here. I hope people are, full with energy. They are awake and they are ready for the pitch.
Absolutely.
Well, welcome to the stage, Soma.
All right.
Absolutely.
So we need you to share your screen, and we'll bring up your slides and we'll get ready. I'm going to drop off. Luis has got here, and we'll go from there.
Yes.
All right. Once we get those slides up, we'll start, and I will get off the stage, and you can start as soon as you're ready. Your 99 seconds will begin once you begin speaking. Everybody else, get your questions ready to add to the chat. This whole thing, you get 4 minutes to add questions. Ask questions of Soma after his pitch is over. We'll feature those on screen and hopefully get answers to you. Soma, you ready to go? That looks good to me.
Awesome. Well, first thing first, thank you for the opportunity. Allow me to start with a bit of a question. Did you know that 23% of startups fail due to issues with the team, which cost billions and billions of dollar losses for everybody in the startup ecosystem? What if we could avoid this waste? Picture this. You are an investor, maybe an angel investor or a VC, and just an amazing opportunity is landing on your table. Everything looks great, but how do you know the founding team, the managing team really have what it takes to turn an idea into a potential unicorn? Just use the ETA assessment, our technology combining the power of psychometric testing and AI to provide you with a quantified overview. But we don't just look for the general surface level management due diligence information highlighting who's ex-Google or ex-McKinsey. We analyze what really matters: team chemistry, team dynamics, and how the different entrepreneurial personas can or cannot work together, and what it really means to your investment. 75% of SP 500 companies use psychometric testing to identify the right candidate for hiring. Why we don't use this insanely powerful technology to find entrepreneurial talent? This was our humble idea in 2022 when we started the company. We spent a year creating our own psychometric test, gathering data, which we correlated with the performance of the startups who took part in our initial testing, and we launched the company 9 months ago. Since then, we have paying customers from US, UK, and mainland Europe. We are a co-founding team of 4 with a strong board of advisors, including serial entrepreneurs. And you know what? I told you many good things today, but don't take my word for it. Give it a try. Founders Live. It's a privilege to be here, and we are ready for the questions. And of course, I expect your vote.
Wow. Yeah. Hey, you got that down like a machine, man. Nice pitch. Way to go. Very interesting startup idea. We're going to kick off questions with Jaanika, but everybody else add your questions in chat. Love to hear what you're wondering for Soma to answer. And Jaanika, let's go. What do you got?
Yeah, thanks for the pitch again. So what is your current funding status and how much capital do you plan to raise?
So I'm in a really lucky stage because, we spent 2 years in the product development phase, absolutely bootstrapping, and everyone else, all the other co-founders, they had their job on the side, so it was a classic side hustle. Since February, I'm the only one on the project full time, and we are really lucky that we have paying customers almost from day one. So we are so far bootstrapping, so we did not need funding. We want to, as you can imagine, close the equity to our chest. In 2025, we think about to raise some funding, certainly in order to expedite the growth, hire more salespeople, have a bigger penetration to the US market. But at the moment, and once again, I'm really, really privileged to say that, but we are bootstrapping and we are good enough from revenue.
Amazing. So you bring up psychometrics as a foundational thing for your company. Can you explain a little more what, for the people that aren't familiar with that term, what's the relevance and how do you know so much about this and what's the potential for it for your customer?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Louis, first things first, I must admit I'm not the smart one in the team. I'm just the chatty one. I'm working with 2 amazing co-founders who are coming from academia and research, and certainly they brought the necessary domain knowledge and the expertise. I'm always saying that people know a lot about psychological tests because the internet is full of them, 16 personalities, so on and so forth. The major differentiating factor here that when we speak about a psychometric test, if you complete it in a good mood or a bad mood, you're not going to get 2 completely different results because the mathematics behind it is significantly more elaborate, allowing us to provide for our customers, who are the investors, always reliable results. And as I mentioned, 75% of SP500 companies, they use it to identify talent, and we developed a really niche, specific psychometric test for startups to identify what we call as the right entrepreneurial persona, the right team dynamics, because it's never about the individual genius like the Zuckerberg or the Elon Musk. It's always about the surrounding, what the team is capable of. And this is exactly what we are trying to reveal for our customers.
Wow. I want to bring up, thank you for that answer. I want to bring up a question from the audience. Peter Faso has a question here. Soma, what was your main takeaway as an ex-VC?
Well, so I spent 4 years in the trenches. So I had many. My story is quite funny because I joined the VC as an ex-operator. Prior to that, I had a company, and I had like almost cartoonish Heureka moment that with my previous company, we raised money from angel investors, family offices, but never from VC. And I realized one day to another that, why was that? But my key takeaway from about venture capital, that it is the most people-centric business ever. There is an age-old saying, investors invest in people. And if I learned something in this 4 year, it's certainly that, of course, we check the financials, we take a look at the pitch deck, we somehow combine it into the final formula, what's your overall market size? But it's about the people, the team, the execution, and answering the question that, are you old-fashioned alchemist turning money into gold, or maybe not so much?
That's an awesome answer. Jaanika, your next question.
Yeah, you were talking a little bit about the team, but I would like to know what would be the future looking for your team, and how do you plan to scale your team when your company is growing?
Yeah, absolutely. So internally, as you can imagine, that's why potentially we will raise in 2025 to extend the sales team, extend the operations, because I work together with 3 other amazing co-founders, 2 of them coming from academia. One of them is a senior software engineer, and I am the only commercial co-founder. And as the company is going, is absolutely essential, well, to have more cheeky salespeople on the side like myself. Now, what we expect on a global measure that, for a company like us, the greatest privilege, the greatest achievement, what we ever can achieve, if we turn into the gold standard in the industry, if we became basically an infrastructure. 50 odd years ago, someone came up with the idea that if you want to do the fundraising, you need a pitch deck and financials. In 10-15 years time, I want to be in a position that you need the pitch deck, you need the financials, and you need the ETA report, because investors invest in people, and finally they're going to do it in a data-driven way.
Oh, well, Soma, thank you so much. Very interesting, product, very interesting. You have experience, your background as a VC as well. And this is I'm just curious to watch you, build, grow over the next few years, see what happens here. Great job.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yeah,
Thanks,
great
Mark.
job. Good night, everyone. So good. Soma, we're going to take you down, hang around, and we have our next, everyone, it is time for, what is it, Luis? What are we time for?
It's voting time. We are going to pick a winner from the 4 founders who pitched today. We're going to see who advances to the global finals.
So it's time to vote, everyone. We have dropped the link as well, so you can scan that QR code. Jaanika has done this so many times at her event there in Estonia. We have voting here. You can see the link as well. So if you're in the chat, if you want to just click that link, you see that in the chat. But we are going to take a few minutes to gather the votes. They're calculating in real time as you vote. Jaanika, it's just amazing, right? Like, the coolest thing about Founders Live is you have this event, and all of a sudden these ideas are just brought to the surface, and I didn't ever think of that before. Do you have that experience, especially when you hold Founders Live there in Estonia? Just like, wow, you just are surprised with these things that are being built.
Yeah, and you are, and the interesting part is that you never actually know who's going to win. You might have some ideas, but the audience there, the crowd you have there, they might have a kind of different preference, or the person presenting, pitching it. It can go either way, and sometimes we've even had ties, and we had to vote again. So it's always a very thrilling part, this voting part, and it creates excitement, and later on people discuss together who did you vote for and why did you vote for them, and it's always the interesting part, the culmination of the event.
It is so cool. Hey, we're gonna actually bring back on Peter as well. Peter is sitting there. He's still hanging out. We're gonna bring in Peter, and Peter, same thing, man. You're there in Sweden. We have Founders Live Stockholm, and you've been around through the startup community for some time, and does it sometimes surprise you of just the concepts and ideas that are being built out there?
Always. It's always just so interesting. And of course, running Prairie, I'm seeing pitch decks from, like you, I'm seeing pitch decks from around the world. And it's just so interesting to see what people are up to. Never ceases to amaze me. And as technology moves forward, we're always seeing things that are integrated that way. And it's going to be full of surprises. And great pitches tonight too, by the way. Loved it.
Yeah, thank you. Good job, everyone. So, thank you all for pitching here. Luis, your thoughts on, just as we have Founders Live, just these concepts and things that just kind of show up, and, it's like, echo, and I never really thought about these things, right?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing the ideas that are surfaced during these competitions and things that people respond to. The ones you are watching and think might be the crowd favorite doesn't always end up being the vote, the final vote. Yeah, I'm seeing in the chat, someone just said they completed using the link. Good. I'm glad everyone's voting. One thing to note, everyone, side note from Nick's question, is that the voting order isn't exactly the presenting order. We have Give Thanks as number 2, and they presented number 3, and HechicerIA did they were the second to pitch. So just pay attention to the founder startup names that you're voting for, and get that in correctly. But yeah, it's just, that's the real treat, is seeing the innovation brought forward here and these new ideas, and also the progress. I like to see, like, these aren't just ideas. Startups that you see here at Founders Live are in the world, and these people are already doing business and trying to make it work. And so it's a great thing to get behind, and it's great to have the pitches here, and thanks for the audience support too.
All right, and before we get to the winner, which is going to happen here in one quick minute, is there anything that anything you want to share about 2025 that you're excited about, especially for Founders Live? What are you planning on for coming up here the next year?
You're asking the audience, or you're asking us?
That was a question for Jaanika. Jaanika, are you you can hear me? Do you have some exciting plans for Estonia, especially for Founders Live?
Yeah, I guess I have something, but I'm not ready to publicly announce it. But hopefully we can just grow with the startup more and more, and have these kind of special events around that, and maybe team up with some other partners there as well to grow it in a bigger scale here in Tallinn.
Oh, very good. Well, we're excited. You all do such a great job there, and again, I thank you for your activity, for your leadership there, and especially when I was there, I had such a great time in Estonia, and the Palo Alto Club was amazing. So thank you, and keep building and keep growing Founders Live there in Estonia.
Yeah, thank you, and you're always welcome back, and Louis as well. Take a trip to
Thank
Tallinn.
you. I need to be there.
Of course. Okay. Well, everyone, we have the votes are in. The winner of this will advance to our global finals, which happen on December 11th, which is next Wednesday. We are very excited, and very excited for all of this. We are here to announce that we have a winner for Founders Live Primetime Europe, and that is SelfStartGlobal, coming out of the Netherlands there. And we're excited to bring on our winner, Radmila. She is joining the stage right now. We've got you on here. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Oh, wow. It's a really exciting thing. Thank you so much for giving the opportunity. I'm very happy. Now I need to prepare.
You did great. And, again, the opportunity, we're here to showcase startups and founders from around the world. And we give a platform for you to share your vision. And you did. And you stepped up, delivered a great pitch. And here you are. So maybe, we have a few more minutes to the middle part of this hour, which we're going to close up. But, I will open it up to any, from Jaanika to Peter to anyone. Do you have a quick question or thought for Radmila here before we're done?
Yeah, congrats on the win. I'm always very excited when we have women founders participating in Founders Live, and it's the excitement is so high when you win as well. I just would like to know, as a women founder, what have been like the biggest setbacks, and what have been the greatest wins for you during that journey?
Oh, what a great question. So I'm not only, I guess, the female founder, I'm also a solo founder. I do have a team, but I do feel like it's really hard in the industry, to be solo founder. I think that one is much harder. Like that's what I encounter, because you don't really have, people that you can push that much pressure and responsibility, because the founder's responsibility is a whole different level of responsibilities. But the best part is that you get to build your own team, the team that you trust, people you like, people that you want to build this whole thing with. And I have an incredible team. By the way, I just want to thank them all for voting. I know that they have been supportive in watching this live. But I think that's the best thing that so far that I've experienced, is an ability to shape around me the community that I really like and build something, with like-minded people, and build something really great together.
Love it.
Good. Good. Luis, Peter, any quick thoughts before we close up?
Yeah.
So you're going to go to Seattle then?
Oh, yeah. Well, not yet.
She's going to Seattle?
She could be in Seattle if she wins that global finals. Got one more level.
I'll do my best. I'll do my best.
Yeah.
Radmila, you had such a great pitch, so well prepared. Are any tips for founders hoping to be in your shoes someday on the pitching experience, either in person or video, like we are here?
Oh, I do have a lot of, I guess, advice regarding the pitching. So I've been doing live webinars for, I think, the past 4 years. I do have experience in public speaking. I do feel like I like it. This is my comfort area. I love it. But if I had to give a few advice, like the best ones, I would say the preparation. The preparation, you don't even know how much I timed myself to make sure that I hit that 99 seconds, because I do think it's really important to show the preparation and show that, these are the rules and you can comply with the rules, and you get to say what's important within the time allocated that you have. So the preparation is prime. Prepare everything on time and practice.
Yeah, that's where you get the confidence. Familiarity. Way to go.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you.
This is not the end of the road. We will see you next week. You will get more information from us, and congratulations.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. Thank you.
All right, we'll remove you here. We're going to pop you down. You know what, everyone? And that is completing our Founders Live Primetime. Winner advances to the global finals. There's the prize there. And we want to congratulate everyone today for not only your participation, all the founders that pitched today. This is what we do this for. Of course, it is a competition and there's a winner, but this is about showcasing you all, what you're building, and you've done such a great job. So thank you. Congratulations for stepping up. And I want to thank Jaanika for joining us. Keep doing what you're doing there in Estonia.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thanks, Jaanika.
Peter, thank you for joining us, bringing Prairie and connection to founders and investors closer together. Thank you, and we're excited to build with you going into next year. So thank you, man.
Thank you. My pleasure.
All right. Luis, thanks for hosting and running the backstage there and everything. And we rock. And everyone, as you saw, this is the primetime week. We got more coming down the line over the next few days. Keep an eye out for that. And you'll hear more from Founders Live as we go forward. So that's it, everyone, for today. And we will see you all soon. Luis, last words real quick.
Hey, just want to thank everybody for being involved and hanging with us and asking questions. We do this all for you. We do it for the founders. We're here all week with 3 more big competitions coming up, leading up to next week's global finals. So stick with us. Watch another regional final and come back for the global finals. It's going to be awesome.
All right. Well, thanks so much. We'll see you all soon.